Hi, everybody. Karen Roby and Bill Detweiler here for Tech Republic talking about Samsung Unpacked 2020. And Bill, we're getting our first look at some new versions of tablets here for Samsung. So just, right out of the gate, what are your initial thoughts here?
Yeah, so Samsung has rolled out two tablets this year with the latest version of their Tab S line. So last year we had the Tab S6. This year we have the Tab S7 and the Tab S7 Plus. So we're getting a regular, an 11-inch Tab S7, and then you can get a larger, which is a 12.4 inch Tab S7 Plus. And Samsung is really aiming these at remote workers, business users, as laptop replacements. Even in this age of remote work, where people are working from home, Samsung still sees this need and this desire from its customers for a laptop replacement. In fact, some of the data that Samsung has shows that a lot of people actually were looking for a laptop and then ended up buying a tablet when they bought their Tab S6. So with the S7 and the S7 Plus, we now get two options, much like Apple has with its iPad Pro lines.
So, Bill, when we talk about, more specifically some of the specs, get into because I know you've got these one of these in your hands here. Talk a little bit about the specs and again your thoughts on actually getting your hands on and what you think.
So the Tab S7 Plus, I had a chance to test, and both the S7 and S7 Plus have a lot of the same hardware inside them. They both have Qualcomm's 865 Plus processor. In the US, both tablets will come in either a Wi-Fi or a Wi-Fi plus 5G variant. Like I said earlier, the Tab S7 has an 11-inch what's a TFT display that runs at 2560 by 1600. The Tab S7 Plus has a Super AMOLED display which runs at 2800 by 1752. They come in similar, or actually exactly the same, RAM and memory configurations. You can get both either with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, or 8 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. And they both support micro SD cards, so you can have up to a terabyte of storage. You get the same cameras on both, 13 megapixel main camera on the back, a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera on the back, along with an 8 megapixel front camera. Both have 4 speakers. Both have a single USB-C port on them. Both have similar sensors in them, all the standard stuff you get on a tablet: accelerometer, compass, gyroscope, all that. Although the S7 does have a fingerprint sensor, the S7 Plus has one built in to the display. So that's something that the S7 doesn't have. You also get a larger battery, obviously, with the larger S7 Plus. You've got an 8,000 milliamp hour battery on the standard S7. You've got a 10,090 milliamp hour battery on the S7 Plus. And they both come, and this is one of my favorite features about the Tab line from Samsung, is the S Pen. Both of them come with an updated version of Samsung's S Pen out of the box, so you don't have to buy it separately like you do on an iPad.
And I think that's really, a great feature. That's something that people are really going to like, for the access there to that S Pen. And when you mentioned earlier, Bill, uh, the need or desire, the market asking for this to be potentially a replacement for a laptop, is that something you think that they've achieved here? Is this something people really may be considering their, my tablet's not my laptop, all the same?
Yes, is the short answer, with a few caveats. So one of the things that Samsung talked about during the briefing that they gave us before Unpacked was that a lot of people who actually were looking to purchase a laptop actually ended up purchasing a tablet. And so I think that's a trend that you're likely to see continue. Myself, I've been using Tab S6. for more than a year as a work tablet and as a sort of laptop replacement. Now, it works okay. It's a little small. So one of the things that I like with the Tab S7 and S7 Plus specifically is that they've increased the size. So they've actually given you a 12-inch, actually, more than a 12-inch screen to do your work on with the S7 Plus. So that works. So screen size, honestly, is not not a barrier anymore. The other thing that they've done is they do give you a really good keyboard experience. The keyboard this year for the Tab S7 Plus and the Tab S7 has a larger trackpad. They have multi-finger gestures. That's great. Really, it works really well. I like that. Other things that they do, they've got really good security with Knox. It's available on their phones. It's available on their tablets. So that helps enterprises feel like their devices are going to be secure when they're taken out into the world, when they're working from home. That's good. And then they have the S Pen, which we've talked about, which comes with the tablet. I really like that. That integrated handwriting recognition is really good and actually makes it easy to kind of enter text with the S Pen quickly and not have to use the keyboard. It's great for taking notes. Unlike the iPad, it comes with the tablet. So I really like that. That's a great efficiency boost and price savings. You don't have to buy an extra thing to use it. And they have Dex, which is designed to give you a desktop-like experience, either on an external monitor using an external keyboard and mouse, or on the device itself. And this is kind of new for the Tab S7 and S7 Plus, which is when you attach the keyboard that you can get the keyboard cover, the keyboard book cover for the S7 or S7 Plus, it goes into what's called like standalone Dex mode, which is basically orients the screen in a landscape mode and moves the icons around and is designed to give you a more laptop-like feel. And this works pretty well. It does have its hang-ups. It's not perfect, I would call it, in terms of someone who's worked on a laptop for a really long time, still needs a little bit of work, but it does work pretty well, especially for people who are familiar with the Android operating system, or if you use a Chromebook, or and it can be a laptop replacement. So I would say there are still some limitations. For example, you're limited necessarily by the apps that you can install. Most businesses won't have that problem, but you don't, and it's Samsung earlier this year announced AppStack, which is their curated app marketplace aimed at a lot of SMBs to help them and help their employees find apps that they can use for work. So that's good. You'll get that. So I would say, yes, you can use it as a laptop replacement with the keyboard. That accessory is a must, and with a little bit of adjustment on your side, maybe about exactly what you expect from your laptop experience.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and finally, Bill, let's talk a little bit more about pricing and availability when people can actually get their hands on these tablets.
We don't actually have a date when the devices will be released yet. Samsung has said they'll be available in the fall. When they are available, the Tab S7 will start at $649 and the Tab S7 Plus will start at $849.
All right, some great information there, Bill. And of course, for folks looking for more information about the tablets in general and all things Samsung Unpacked 2020, we've got all of that and much more on Tech Republic. Thanks for being with us, Bill, and thank all of you for watching.